So anyways, but everybody, it's your boy JR Reviews. Again, I'm doing this thing a little bit different. I'm going to be doing, showing, might be doing this for only this last one, showing some songs while you do an intro. Now this one was actually from the anime that I am doing. So, and this one is called, this is the ending song called, Muakoshi, or whatever it is. From the anime called Midori no Hibi, and it's from the year I've dubbed it. And one of my friends, John, John the Pussy Slayer, you saw on my last Assassin's Creed 2 stream, have dubbed the year of one season anime. Like this year anime happened, they only had one season. And the anime is called Midori no Hibi. Roughly translated to English is called When Your Right Hand Becomes Your Girlfriend. And I know how that sounds, but this one's in the literal sense. Like this guy's right hand, Seiji something, right hands, literally becomes a fucking girl. Who claims that she has loved him for a long ass time. This girl, his name is Midori. In Japan, it's also called Midori Days, or in here, it's also considered Midori Days. But there's two. I guess you could say there's two names for the anime. And what it's basically about is this guy named Seiji something. He's like this ruffian kid. Not really a bully. He actually doesn't like bullies. He really protects the kids, the weaker kids, because he got bullied himself. But he is known for picking fights and all that, and not actually showing up to school and all the time and being in school and like fighting, like I guess you could say kind of gangsters in a way, but not gangsters. And he is known as something of the demon right fist or right hand. His right hand is so powerful he can beat the crap out of people with it. And one day he wakes and all he wants is a girlfriend. He really wants a girlfriend. But every time he asks someone, it's always, sorry, I found someone else, or I like someone else. I don't like you like that. Just a plain no. Or they just don't like him because of the reputation he's given off. But he's really actually a nice person. He just seems that kind of mean and stuff because of his nickname. I mean, he can be mean, but he's not particularly mean. So where was I at with this anime? Oh yeah, here we go. So one day there's a funny moment in the anime where after he's like, I guess his 28th, was the thing, it was his 28th or 15th, trying to ask out a girl to become his girlfriend. He goes through a moment like where it's all different ages of him asking out girls, and it's always a no. And then my favorite moment is when he's like an old man, he's his last chance, and the girl always like, yeah, no. I'm like, damn, even an old man version of you don't get it. Damn, I'm like, at that point I was just sad. Anyways, I'm like, and he's all I really want is a girlfriend. And his hand says, really, it's all you want is a girlfriend. Or he hears a girl's voice say, is that all you really want? I'll be your girlfriend. And he's like, where did that voice come from? And he goes, turns out his right hand became a girl named Midori, who's actually been spying on him not spying on, but like kind of like low-key stalking him because she's a little shy and stuff. And somehow her body is still in a plane of existence, but she is now attached to where his hand would be, is now her body. So basically she has from here all the way down to like here. And that's it. And the rest of his hand is up to here, he has no wrist. Or he has a wrist, but after that it's just her. Oh, and she also has her hands, obviously. Um, so, and it's funny how he figure out ways how to hide her. He wraps her up and stuff. I mean, there are times where he's just sleeping and she's doing his work in school, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, how does the girl sitting right next to him, who Quincy ends up falling in love with him as well, not have a crush on her? Like, not see this shit going on? Like, crush on him, by the way. Who has a crush on him? And also, one of my favorite scenes when they go on a date together and they go to a scary movie, and she's trying to. She come up with a big, like, I guess you could say a checklist to try to get him to get a makeout sesh or whatever in the movie theater, and they chose a scary movie, and he likes scary movies. This girl doesn't. And she picked out, she actually said, there's like 8 scream scenes in this movie. If I time it just right, I can get one that I can actually hold his hand and, freak out and be like, everything. So when he goes to hold his hand, she actually is holding Midori, and she's touching her, tits. And Midori's freaking, getting kind of aroused, but also a little freaking out. And Seiji looks down and, oh, fuck! And I forgot what he does, but I think he switches his hand with someone else's hand, or, I don't know what he already did, but it was funny. Midori's the one who freaks out, too. It was a funny part, too. Like, she was watching the movie, and she freaks out. Before the girl could freak out. Anyways, also, I like how she's like, when she sees the date going on, she's like, oh, hell no, this ain't happening. Sorry, so they came up with great ways to hide her. They even, one guy thinks for a little bit that she's a doll, a puppet doll, which is not the truth, and later on he does find out that she is actually a real living thing, a living person, kind of attached to his hand for some reason. What was I adding this? Oh yeah. So, and he also is trying to cope with having to deal with his reputation as being the demon right hand without his having his right hand. So he has to compensate with his left hand and kicks and stuff. And actually comes up with a really great scene, in my personal opinion, is one where it really shows that Midori is like kind of right for him, where Midori's best friend, who finds out about her in that way, or finds out about him and her in that way, is that she attached to him. Is he gets kidnapped by a group of ruffians that he beat up previously. And beats and she's they're fighting, and he's getting his ass kicked as well, but he's fighting them and kicking their ass a little bit with even with his left hand and fist. Till Midori just comes with they're in an abandoned bowling alley, comes with a bowling pin and just knocking fuckers out. We're like, boom! I thought it was so funny, and then that's when she says that they're arguing right in front of the dude, her best friend, her childhood best friend. And she sees he sees her and he just collapses. Or actually he faints, not collapses. It all leads up to really, and I like how this anime ended every time. But last few scenes is that she writes down in her notebook about how she but what they did that day. So that's why but I don't know what they did that day, and what her feelings towards Seiji and how things went and everything, and it's like a journal, and in the end of the series, I'm not gonna lie, this was a series where there wasn't a lot of ecchi scenes. There were a few here and there, but there weren't a lot of ecchi scenes. This more was overall romance and science fiction, supernatural, I guess. And the theory comes out that also the funniest thing is Seiji's from a humble background, His parents are like out of the country most of the time, and his older sister was also by his older away, but she comes by here and then, to give him money and stuff. And one of my favorites, also, she does know about Midori she finds out Midori in a funny way. I think she also faints when she finds out about Midori, but, Midori also makes her own clothes in one scene. I think in the picture I'm going to put for my thing real quick. Let me just check the picture real quick, but I believe in the picture she's wearing the clothes. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so in the picture, that I'm going to do the thumbnail, she makes her own, like, t-shirt for her, I guess, her hand self, and it says I Heart Seiji on it, which is the guy that she's basically attached to. Anyways, it turns out that her spirit basically detached from her body while she was asleep, from her inability to finally confess her feelings and want to be next to Seiji, and really just throws him and attaches himself to his right hand. Basically, that's what happened. It was like a spiritual transference. So her body's left without her spirit, but she's still technically alive. And turns out that one of my favorite ones when they try to go to where she lives, he finds out that she's fucking rich, like a big ass, like she has a mansion for a house. She goes to a fancy rich private school, and he just goes to a normal public high school, and like kind of like not white trash, but like, you know, it's Japan, so it'd be like Japanese white trash, I guess, or just ordinary person. Anyways, in the end, she ends up finding her way back to their body, and he wakes up one next day, or in the middle of the night, and he's like, looking for Midori, and he realizes he has his hand back, and he's also happy, but he's like not happy in a way too, because he's been spending, I think, like 3 or 4 months with Midori as his right hand, so you get used to someone after 3 or 4 months on being, not being your right hand, but like just get used to someone being around for 4 or 5 months at that point. But now if they're also been attached to your right hand for 4 or 5 months, then yeah, you're gonna be really used to their ass. The only thing that's left is her diary or journal that she be writing on, and he reads it, and he really does feel like she confessed to him about how many times she loved him, and then she really reads the journal, and he really does feel the love back. And I mean, there was moments where he kind of felt the love when she was his right hand, but also she was she was right hand, so he felt kind of weird feeling that way. But now that she's back to her normal self, he really does feel the love, and he goes to try to find her, and finally he just can't do it, and he's going to return the diary journal, and they're afraid that if she does that, her spirit will want to go back to him in that form, and he decides to just walk away. She hears him that she was going to visit him, and she runs out of her house to go find him. And it just like after every one they try to go find, she tries to go find him, and it's just a fail. And there's one scene in one of the episodes where they go to a park, and she had said that she has always wanted to be with him, sit next to him on this park, and talk with him, and hang out with him. Because this is the first time I ever saw she ever saw him, and she fell in love with him. And I remember correctly, I was sitting there on my bed over there watching this last episode. It was like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And I remember saying, Jesus, it's gonna be the park. It's gotta be the park scene. He ends up going to the park with the diary, and he's just sitting there reflecting on what's been going on, I guess, for the past few months, and his attempt to tell her how he feels. And he's like, it's over. It's not gonna happen. I lost my one chance at happiness. It happens. Shit. And also the girl that had crushed on him also confessed, but he said no. It was like in the episode before this one, the last episode before that one. So this is 13 episodes, by the way. I just want to let you all know that. he basically is about to chuck the diary off the park cliff. It's like a park on on a balcony, and there's like the city below. He's about to chuck the diary off the cliff as she's coming into the park. Probably to cool down and also kind of realize shit's it's over. I can't find him, and she goes to every place she can think of to go find him, like to his house, to this, to that, to that. Sorry about that. My ear itches really badly. And as they both meet up at the park, and I was like, it's gotta be the park if we're gonna meet up in the end. And it is, and she confesses to him for the second time in a way, or actually the third or fourth time, that she loves him, and she's been watching him for a while, and he just chuckles and says, "I know, I've been watching you too for a while," and she says, "Yes." So does that mean yes? It does mean that I love you, but he never says I love you. He just says yes, it does mean that, in like the cool suave kind of guy way. And they just sit there and enjoy the sunset, and then the anime kind of ends with a few days go by with their day-to-day activities where he meets her because they go up to different schools at the train stop. They go hang out with their sister and her old buddies from high school. Well, that she eats ice cream, like her favorite ice cream, which is banana and chocolate, which I don't even fucking know why that was like a favorite. Why would you have that as a favorite ice cream flavor, but whatever. And something like that. And she's just also, I like the scene where she's like, before that, the full ending, she says, finally, my cowardly self is gone, and now the self that my love and confident self his journey is about to begin with my true love. And that was then they played the ending. But anyways, there was a cat throughout this entire series who no matter what happens, always gets the bat and then being launched in the air by being kicked or something. And is in the same boat in episode 11, 12, and 13 with this trying to get the affection of this other cat, and fall in love. And every time he gets rebuffed by this cat, kind of like Seiji was getting rebuffed by the other girls. And he gets kicked, I forget by who, I think it was by Seiji, launched in the air, and coincidentally is being launched and in the alley where the cat that he's been trying to get with, or get, his affection, get with, basically, this other cat, he's trying to get this cat he's trying to get with for the past 3 episodes, is being cornered by a bigger, like, more meaner cat. If I were to say, probably like a gangster cat in a way. And he lands on the bigger cat, squashing him, and the girl cat falls in love with him for saving him. He's just saying, like, what the fuck just happened? I just got launched in the air. Like, he's knocked out, that cat. And the other cat's like, I love you now. You saved my life. Anyways, that's it for this anime review. Definitely go check out Midori no Hibi, or Midori Days, or if you want to go by the English translation, real English translation, When Your Right Hand Becomes Your Girlfriend. Definitely go check it out. It's good. It's one of those 2004 animes that had 1 season. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have not once watched an anime series yet that has, from 2004, that had 1 season and the entire season sucked, in my opinion. I mean, there was a few that were like, eh? But, like, there are ones that are like, oh my god, this is good, and I'm surprised they didn't make another season. I mean, Midori, they could have made another season, but not with her being his right hand, but, like, just their love in general and their journey through school. But anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Also, before I end this video, this Thursday, I'll be having a root canal surgery on a tooth, my 31st tooth here. I do not know how much pain I'll be in afterwards, but the endodontist I'm going to go see, get it done, said I won't be in too much pain, pretty much virtually no pain afterwards. But my mom's birthday's on Friday, so I might be doing a vlog for it, for while we're out celebrating. Maybe not. Who knows? If I feel enough rain, but I can tell you this: no matter how much rain I feel in on Saturday, I will definitely bring back some more videos for you. Sorry for taking a while off. Shit was going on. Trying to catch up on some anime. That's it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next video, which will be real soon. Peace.